Wagwan everyone, Sarada Uchiha here. So, of course, we're tackling Boruto episode 227 today, and what can I say? TRASHAMARU returns. Because based on the preview, persons are already like, yo. People are already cussing this man off in terms of how he's looking in the episode. So, Jano, it rough. Team 7's last mission, interesting title for an episode, but is it really going to be their last mission though? Granted, I mean, manga-wise, we've seen Konohamaru comment on something regarding the team like relatively recently, but we haven't really seen them do anything together for the longest while. So maybe there is some truth to that. Maybe. Minanu. Yes, me. But I hope you guys are having an awesome day. Of course, definitely leave a like, leave a comment, let me know what you think about this episode. And, well, Jump Festa is coming up. I'd like to know your expectations going into 2022 for the Boruto anime. And I guess the Boruto side of the franchise on the whole. But anyway, let's get into it. Here we go. I guess it's going to be interesting to see the nuance of how, you know, Sarada is climbing up the ladder for the most part. Or I guess she probably feels that Konohamaru sensei is going to be kicked out. Not really, Sarada. It doesn't make me feel sad at all. It's like, personal for me, like, what I don't really feel anyway about it is that, I mean, again, it's 200 plus episodes in, right? And it's not like Konohamaru hasn't gotten like a lot of screen time. Being the captain of Team 7 and you know a bunch of stuff. But like the way I imagine Konohamaru, and I think that this goes for a lot of, I think it's safe to say this goes for a lot of people. The way I imagine them handling Konohamaru in the Boruto era was to have him have like a nice character arc and all these things, but due to the nature of the Boruto anime, that's harder to do. So it's like personally, I don't really have an emotional investment in in Konohamaru to that degree where him leaving the team, it's whatever, honestly. I mean, for the most part, ever since coming back from the mission with we haven't really got Konohamaru like that, so it's like, yes, me. There's one thing I want to point out too. A lot of persons who's probably still subscribe to the idea that Sasuke isn't home a lot of times, these days at least, need to have a check. Sasuke is actually home a lot, as we can see here. The man is just here at the table chilling. You'd think Sasuke would at least change to some different clothes at home though, I'm just saying. It was alright. Oh, well, shit. Ah, boy, Jano. Dag. Of course. Team 7 heading out. Sai, voila, stop. Sai. Stop the foolishness. This is a powerful enemy who's listed in the bingo book. Dag. We have Boruto who helped, you know, and was, you know, instrumental in stopping a few Otsutsuki's. We have Mitsuki. We have this whole team who went up against Boro, a member of Kara, who I'm sure should be more than equal or equivalent to the threat level that this guy poses, who's in the bingo book. It used to be like, come on, dog. It's serious, but not that serious. Come on, jeez. What I like so far is that it's like how I would always say, like, by rights, Boruto is Chunin level as well. I'm liking how he's not really just suggesting just running in right away. Don't worry, guys. It's not like there's a meteor that's going to be dropped. Yeah, at least somebody else said. Yeah, so as I was saying, sorry about that. I mean, given all of that logic aside by this man, right? I mean, this random girl just drop out of nowhere, dog. Like, you'd have probably seen her in the distance or something. Come on. Dog, they're literally cruising through this mission. I feel like it should be like some. It by right should be some high emotional moment. Where I'm like, oh shit, yo, they're teaming up for the last time. You see me? But nah, I really feel some. I'm surprised Konohamaru is surprised at how competent Boruto, Sarada, and Mitsuki are. But I guess it's more so them figuring out his plan. Please don't take on Konohamaru's will. Yo, young Kakashi. Sorry, can I look added at the Chunin vest though, dog? You're not gonna do it. Right, so the next gen photo I gonna hang up in them room and thing. It's a good look. Seriously, dogs. Alright, so episode 227, Team 7's last mission was a decent watch. It wasn't as bad as I thought it would have been in regards to Konohamaru being trash. But something in me feels like it should have been like a two-part episode to at least allow them more time to kind of flesh out the feelings and stuff of the of Team 7. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong on that. Let me know what you guys think. Personally, I think it should have been like a 2-episode type of deal instead of like a one and done kind of thing. Like Team 7's last mission part 1, Team 7's last mission part 2, you know, something along the lines of that. And I mean, making the mission easy kind of allows them to focus more so on the feelings of Team 7 themselves. So you're not really distracted with the mission too much. But I guess even if they made the mission like difficult, I think it could still work as well. But I'm just saying it kind of has its benefits, I guess, by making it easy. But it's like making the mission too easy is like then we're stuck with one episode like this. So yeah, that's the thing. But on a real though, like an episode like this, the big aim of it is to really slow down the plot for the most part, to allow us to get a better understanding, see the nuance in terms of on an emotional level, in terms of how Team 7 feels about, you know, splitting up with Konohamaru, who they've spent like a good chunk of the Boruto anime with for the most part in terms of missions and everything. You'd think they would have added like a flashback to some key missions they went on or something in there, but they didn't do that. But I guess that kind of falls in to the whole idea I was saying. If they had made like a 2-episode kind of deal, made the mission just a bit more difficult, I guess they could, you know, it has its perks, as I said, in terms of making it simple. It kind of feels like they didn't really fully exploit that the simplicity of the mission to allow us to focus much more on the emotional aspect of it, so I suppose, or at least in terms of the screen time, because it would have been nice to see like a flashback of all the key missions they went on. But the big benefit is that it humanizes these characters in terms of how they're portrayed to us. It's not like, oh, we split up with this person and then we just go our merry way. Like logically, or not even logically, on a real world basis, like spending that much time with a person, you're gonna feel some type of way splitting up with them. And I think that's what this episode basically, you know, that's its whole goal, to show you that Team 7, you know, them feel some type of way in terms of splitting up with Konohamaru. So of course we get this type of episode where they want to get out to closure, and the best way possible, as we see, is, you know, of course through doing a mission with Konohamaru, even though in the grand scheme of things, based on how things are going, he didn't really need the help. So yeah, it's just one of those things. But I just still think, and I'm gonna have to be harping on this throughout the video, is just that it just feels like too much of a one and done. You know, it just feels like it could have been like a 2-episode thing. Let's throw in a more difficult mission. Let's see the nuance of how the characters feel just a bit more. I feel like it was kind of lacking in that department. Like we could have seen just a bit more in terms of how they feel and thing, but maybe I don't know. Let me know in the comment section, guys, because I don't know. I just, it's like it could have been more. Like it wasn't a bad episode. It was alright, but I'm leaning more towards the more difficult mission. So there's that. Of course, as I was saying towards the end there, I like how things were handled in terms of Boruto and Mitsuki. I know, like, time and time again, Boruto has handled like missions like pretty decently, as you know, at least compared to like how Naruto would say, yo, let's run in, or probably something along the lines of that, or just him being impatient and thing. I think the way he was portrayed when they were just coming to the village to rescue Konohamaru is really indicative of the fact that even though he and Mitsuki didn't get to do the exam and you know become Chunin, or at least one of them would have become Chunin, like I think this episode really reinforces that he really is still Chunin level, not just on a combat not just from a combat perspective, but to a degree from like a strategic mental perspective, in terms of having just those traits of being a Chunin, not from a combat perspective. But yeah, I think it kind of reinforced it to a degree in this episode towards the end there. Mitsuki, don't know, easy, yeah. The same, much more, like even more so Mitsuki. I mean, it's Mitsuki, so yeah, for the most part. Sasuke being at home, as I said, I highlighted that in the reaction segment. So it's like, yeah, Sasuke's there, so it was good seeing him, play that, chime in those, fatherly words of wisdom to Sarada. That was actually a nice little touching scene there. You might lean up and say, yo, Konohamaru seems like he was a good sensei and things. So, just don't worry, Peanuts. It would have been funny if we actually went with that, but it would have been too embarrassing. It would have probably taken you out of the scene. So yeah, but it was a good vibe seeing Sasuke at home as well. I don't think a lot of persons give Sasuke enough credit for being home these days. A lot of person would highlight when the fact that he was outside the village for like a long period of time, but I mean, he's home these days. I just think he should change his clothes to something else. So he used to be. But that's just me. But all in all, I thought it was an alright episode. I think it could have benefited from being a two-parter to explore more of the nuance and just a bit more of the wavelength of how Team 7's emotions and them splitting up with Konohamaru could have been handled. But at the same time, from my personal perspective and how I feel about the Boruto anime, like the flip side of it is that, yeah, one episode seems like enough, because for me, I don't have that much emotional investment when it comes on to Konohamaru and Team 7, well, working as a unit. So it's like, yeah, one episode, let's just get it over with and move on. So it's like a two sides of a coin kind of deal, where it's my subjective feelings and the objective thoughts on the episode. So anyway, hope you guys are having an awesome Sunday. I'm looking forward to Demon Slayer later, Entertainment District, Red Light District arc. Yo, the new opening is going to be I'm gonna rinse that like, whoa, like close. So I'm looking forward to that later. I plan to do a live reaction, but it's looking like a hectic day, honestly. So that might be dropping late, if not tomorrow. So look out for that. Leave a like, comment, let me know your thoughts, and I'll see you in the next Boruto video, people.